overseas is time away from work here at home, and will undoubtedly have an impact on the work of the ministries that colleagues are in charge of. Sir, a long overdue piece of reform that we must embark on is the Parliament Autonomy Bill. The executive government cannot, Mr. Speaker, continue to ignore this matter. We must look to continue to enhance the capacity of Parliament to deliver on its responsibilities, and the bill would enable this to happen. A standing calendar, for example, sir, would be useful, so every one of us and staff throughout the government and here in Parliament are working towards set sitting schedules. Parliament's independence, sir, is continually subjected to the executive government's control of financial and human resources. These, sir, are critical impediments that must be removed to enable Parliament's independence to be enhanced. Of course, in the Westminster system, sir, the executive, by virtue of its numbers, has command on the floor of Parliament. That will not be removed and therefore is not threatened. So, on the matter of climate change and sea level rise, I would like to urge the government to be more deliberate, decisive, and to raise its ambition. The budget, sir, does not give much hope that government will do much for relocation of vulnerable frontline communities who face this existential threat. So I grant that government does not have the financial resources to meet the level of need in our country. However, it must lay the financing platform needed for investment in this area and encourage our friends to partner with us in providing technical and financial resources. So the COP process is disappointing overall, as the financing mechanisms promised are taking too long to be set up, and those that have already been set up seem inaccessible by the bureaucracy imposed on the sourcing of the funds. Vulnerable communities do not have much hope. Their government must seek out ways to give them some realistic hope of surviving the threats in time, not in disaster situations, sir. Sir, I note the comments that have been made by the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for MID on the bill that was just defeated. I only have one suggestion, that government consider repealing the 2023 Act and having only a general provision enacted that enables Parliament to pass law, and then come with a separate piece of legislation, a bill that then properly sets up the Constituent Assembly. And such a bill would then give the Prime Minister regulation-making powers so that matters of date setting and other administrative issues can be managed through regulations. The defeat today is certainly not the end of the road. I think the approach has many colleagues bothered and wanting a different approach, and so it can be fixed if addressed in the early next year. There is no need, sir, to be demonizing each other over it. That will not help in us trying to garner the support to get it through the House. So let me join others to also wish our wonderful people throughout our beautiful islands, from the greatest to the lowest, from Ogat big man, you will every big man, and go Kasim, if Ogat small man, the love, joy, and peace of Christ as we remember and celebrate his birth. In John 1:14, sir, the Word became flesh. This is what we celebrate at Christmas, sir. The Word who was in the beginning the Word who was with God in the beginning, and the Word who was God. That's the Word we celebrate at Christmas. I pray we all seek that Word in our work, in our lives and relationships. So life is very hard for the vast majority of Solomon Islanders, given where our economy is at the moment. But at Christmas, sir, we are reminded to be generous with each other and to emulate the self-sacrifice that was the first Christmas. Merry Christmas, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition. What more? I'll give the floor to the Honourable Minister for Lands, Housing and Survey, and Member for Malay Out Islands. To the floor, sir.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to participate in the discussion of this important motion. I also wish to express my appreciation for your outstanding leadership in guiding our parliamentary proceeding and ensuring we adhere to the standing orders of the National Parliament. I wish to convey my sincere appreciation to the Prime Minister for facilitating this occasion for all members to share their insight on this crucial motion and to inform the public about the achievement of their ministry. I would also like to express my gratitude to the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, and the esteemed members of this House for the successful approval of the 2025 budget. This marks a significant milestone as it is the first people's budget endorsed by Parliament under the GNAT government. The passage of this budget signifies that the policies and programs proposed by my ministry for the upcoming year have received the Parliament's approval. Mr. Speaker, before I provide an update to Parliament and the public regarding some of this year's accomplishment, I would like to address a few matters that have been raised in this chamber concerning my ministry. Subsequently, I will present an overview of the achievement from my ministry 100-day policy initiative and conclude with a discussion of prioritized programs for 2025 that are within our reach. Mr. Speaker, the first issue I want to clarify is the Dodo Creek land. Concerns were raised on this floor of Parliament about Dodo Creek land sale. Mr. Speaker, for the information of all members and the public, the sale of Dodo Creek land follow proper procedures in the Land Title Act. This fella, the land board went through proper due diligence. Before Ogetagolo tender process, the land board have requested, they have made two formal requested for Ministry of Agriculture and also the other ministry. Ministry of Agriculture, at the time, Ogeta said that Ogeta no interest lo tatfala land. There are some reasons why Ogeta no interest lo tatfala land. One is that for the land, embarrassment of the graves inside. Two, I think what the squatters inside Lotat Pala area too. And so that's the reason why the Ministry of Land, Ministry of Agriculture, over the interest of the land. Also, other ministry over the no interest tool or that land. And the land board decided to give it the land to the agriculture, the company, Solomon Agriculture Livestock Development, as the highest bid. So the company subsequently paid 3 million premiums and an annual land rent of 300,000 for 50 terms. If you mean what is the actual cost of the land, if you take the 300,000 and multiply by the 50 years 10, it will give us 15 million for the land, the total cost of the land. Say, the Ministry of Agriculture is currently developing the land at Kenaru as its new research center with assistance from the World Bank. That one by Minister of Agriculture, by him a little bit clarifying with that one. Mr. Speaker, this year presents several challenges for my ministry across various areas. Nevertheless, despite these difficulties, the ministry has accomplished significant milestones. I would like to take this opportunity to highlight some of these achievements. Say, on revenue, the Ministry of Lands, despite logistic and economic challenges faced by all FTE holders, the ministry managed to collect 13 million of revenue. Ministry is determined to collect more revenue next year with improved collection strategies and reliable logistic support. Mr. Speaker, 2 weeks ago, the Land Board celebrated its 10th anniversary. The initiative arose from concern about the concentration of power in the Commission of Lands, which had led to significant corruption within the Ministry of Lands. Previously rated the worst in 2015 Public Service Satisfactory Survey by the University of Queensland. Mr. Speaker, to address these challenges, including corruption, the Land and Title Amendment Act was enacted on May 28, 2014, becoming effective on December 1, 2014, when the board convened the first time. This board was established to distribute land allocation duties among a more accountable group, promoting transparency and mitigating corruption. Say, over the past decade, the Land Board has become recognized as the primary authority for government land allocation, handling 180 cases in 2024 alone, including those in Feraladoa and Fulisango settlements. Additionally, the board's operations have significantly contributed to the ministry revenue, enhancing its financial position. Mr. Speaker, apart from the Land Board cases, the ministry, through all divisions, also deals with more than 1,000 land cases. Mr. Speaker, on the GNAT 100 days, I am pleased to comment on the achievement of the review of the customary land recording program alluded to earlier by the Prime Minister. The Cabinet already endorsed this policy and project. Further, I am delighted because this project also secures funding in the 2025 budget with a total budget of 5.5 million. Say, under this project, my ministry will focus on recording of land around urban centers within constituencies, including constituency development centers. Mr. Speaker, through this project, the first land recording office will be built in Auki in 2025 to keep all records of all customary land on Malaita. Kwalkanau and Western Province Land Recording Office building are next in 2026. Mr. Speaker, the next achievement this year is the endorsement of the review of the Greater Honiara Urban Development Strategy policy, which was approved by Cabinet within the 100 days time frame. In terms of funding, ADB already approved funding of technical support and the consultants already progressing. GNAT recognized the importance of rolling out similar program to other provinces and has selected Auki to be the next urban area to benefit from this program. The Greater Auki Development Project is progressing well, and Cabinet is expected to formally endorse this initiative early next year. This commitment from GNAT signifies the onset of a new chapter characterized by mutual respect, a shared vision, and a unified purpose between the Malaita provincial government and the national government. The government allocated 1 million for the Greater Honiara and Greater Auki program. I want to thank ADP for co-funding technical support for Greater Auki, valued at USD 500,000. Mr. Speaker, the Asian Development Banks engaged in funding technical support and consultant progress reflect a commitment to improving urban governance and planning in line with the Solomon Island Medium-Term Development Program, objective of the sustainable development and effective urban growth management. Mr. Speaker, this year my ministry proudly celebrates the Cabinet approval to establish a dedicated task force aimed at addressing illegal and informal settlement in Honiara. The Cabinet's timely endorsement and the allocation of 1 million budget will foster improved living conditions and effective urban planning. This program is envisaged to assist East Central West Honiara population with the conversion of TOL to 75 years. This policy and project promotes sustainable development goal 11, which aims to make cities and human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Another accomplishment is the completion of Noromunda local planning scheme funded by ADP. The scheme has been put on display as part of the process to get public feedback. The action of the Ministry of Lands contribute to the vision of the GNAT, which seeks to embark on transformative path that respect our cultural heritage while aiming for prosperous future. Mr. Speaker, as Christmas approaches, we are reminded of its profound significance for Christians. This cherished season invites us to unite in the reverence of Christ's miraculous birth, reflecting on the values of love, hope, and compassion that it embodies. In the spirit of Christmas and with a heartfelt warmth, I would like to extend on behalf of my family our best wishes for a joyful Christmas and a prosperous New Year to both sides of the house. And also to my good people of Palaita Out Island Constituency. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2025. Mr. Speaker, with these remarks, I support the motion and I resume my seat.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Get the floor for the Honourable MP for East Central Honiara first. Sorry, East Central Gorokanal. East Central Gorokanal. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for recognizing me to stand on behalf of my good people of East Central Gorokanal Constituency to address this important motion. The motion of Sine, moved by the Honourable Prime Minister. First and foremost, Mr. Speaker, I wish to express my appreciation to your Honourable House, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for this opportunity to fulfill our legislative role here in this Parliament. Mr. Speaker, let me also thank the G-NAT government for their continuous support to our development in this country. Say thank you too much to G-NAT for its commitment to supporting development projects in my constituency. In terms of infrastructure development, I'm pleased to note the allocation of 1 million for the upgrade and construction of the Bokokibo to Aula Road. This road is vital economic route for my people, enabling farmers, Kibo operators, and other producers to access markets in Honiara. However, Mr. Speaker, I humbly request that this allocation be increased to ensure the full completion of this crucial project, which will greatly benefit the livelihood of my people of East Central Gorokanal constituency and the general public. Mr. Speaker, I also acknowledge the government's funding support for the rehabilitation of Bueni Primary School. This project will ensure that our children have access to quality education in a conducive learning environment. Mr. Speaker, I thank the government for the allocation of 3.8 million to East Central Gorokanal constituency under the RCDF. Let me assure you, Mr. Speaker, that these funds will be utilized responsibly for the benefit of my people. However, Mr. Speaker, I humbly urge the government to release these funds promptly to allow us to continue implementing as soon as possible. So me ask him, the government, please, and go Christmas na, and New Year, him kakam, minister, my good minister, law, rural development planning, you release him selling Pitana or the part to him stay. Not only me, but some fellas taka babai, like him do that one. So please, government, me call upon you. I think this is very important. The only funds that will benefit our constituencies, me sabe by Minister of Finance and releasing very soon. So this one I think is very important for all of us, and I know also a responsible government and ready for by mass out in this Venezuela. Mr. Speaker, me baba toto also for province Blomia. This Mr. Levanama decide about me toto province Blomia. I must raise my concern regarding the lack of budget allocation for the development of the Guadalcanal provincial headquarters. Despite repeated promises by the successive governments, there is no reflection of this commitment in the 2025 appropriation bill. Since 2021, we have had assurance that after the challenges of COVID-19 and the Pacific Games, funding would be prioritized for the Guadalcanal Township. Yet, to this day, we see no tangible steps toward fulfilling this promise. Mr. Speaker, I respectfully appeal to the G-Net government to consider this long-standing issue. The people of Guadalcanal, as you know, they have hosted many major development, and I think it's time to reciprocate their generosity with meaningful development for the province. So, Mr. Speaker, I humbly urge the government, and I know Mr. Levalo here, everyone there, Prime Minister, me like Mogatapo, you will lulu this one is very important. Every province got headquarters. Mi ballo golgana no more. So by looking plo people lo golgana by kampul mabna honiara na ito toro well about the market lo road lo marketplace here mi ballo garden place too. So I think Mr. Speaker say it's high time for these plural parliament leaders of this great nation. For you look sabe lo people of Guadalcanal province. Me call or say one fala man mi stay lo province and me aging human leaders. And my appeal now is the next budget, please. Budget for me fala sabe Garemon headquarter. And if you look at me, if me fala Garem headquarter, I think Baba mi fala no kakam too much lohoniara. Every day mi fala na pull map down here. Because flow of things come to town is Mival Garden headquarters. And I hope the G-Net government, you will take this into consideration for next year's or 2026 budget. Me barang happy too much for looking you put at least some amount to start building our own headquarters. Mr. Speaker, also, me like for asking me here that my province plus other two provinces have qualified for the PCDF funding 2021-2022. Minister, my good minister for the provincial government, I think you mean no Baba you mean no pandi mo this year, last year, this year. Due to, sports, South Pacific game, COVID, you mean by denying rights belong to 2 years. The three provinces are G province, Temotu province, and Central Island province. They have qualified for the PCD funding, but Minasai why now or no Papa Dimogata. And these fundings are the only fundings that really touch the people in the rural areas. Suppose you go around here by looking at PCD funding, Ministry of the Provincial Government, Ogata doing very good work, and by looking our provinces, year after year or the dream handover because of this funding. So these three provinces, me mentioning Goya or the no more here. Yeah, or no more. And you see, this is a little bit unfair more. They tried all the necessary to see that I qualify, but this time no more now. I am qualified, no more funding more. So me hope my good Prime Minister, the good Minister of Finance, and the Minister of the provincial government will see this fit, and if there is bring come appropriation bill or whatever, for you me fund him now, PCD for the provinces. Mr. Speaker say, me by a little bit talk no more lo this for the constituency assemblies bill. I'm deputed today now. I'm also but we just like me. I think there are ways. I mean that he must sit down good more and look good more, and he may bring him come back more, because I think that's the wishes of some of our provinces, especially Guadalcanal province. Let me borrow one for something where people are like him. But please, leaders, you may decide on this very important bill. You may looking too much make him. You may not repeat him now what it's happened. Law independence, and now him affecting me or the leaders. We want to change. Change him. Act more. We may like constitution more, and him not him making me or the leaders today, because law blowing land I'm still strong it. Law blowing land I'm strong it. So you me here we are. Baba you me try more for what, but him now, yeah. So me think that we the government of the day should be sit down and you may look good more. What the important bill of and something for you look good lohem, because we are deciding on things that by future generation now by affected, yeah. Future generation. What the beginning was some fella born finish, some fella no more. So we want to see that something where Baba help me, especially our future generation. So me HM government, now that the bill is defeated, for you me God, you me find them way more, please bring it over by, so that you me find them a meaningful way where Baba me sabe passing this fella constituent bill, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think more on the provincial government act for you may amend him, staka provision there, so that you mean have a blessing of the provinces below me with him more revenue sharing. That one I think everyone ought to talk about. Me as one man come from the provincial government, me Barawa looking there is very neat for the government for doing revenue sharing. I think that could make him other people blame me by province blow or the provinces blame me by sabe develop law that one. So Mr. Speaker, me urging my good friend the Minister of the provincial government for him must work hard with him other staffs. Lohem, so that you me sabe empower him of the provinces below me, and I think that one is preparation for this transition, and one for something should done. You me talk about transition government, but the provinces or you me no prepare him over the two. So I think it's good for us to empower the provinces so that they can prepare. And time me work also, what road believe me good now, yeah. What headquarters believe me lo there now. So me think this is very important. We need to change some of the act law provincial governments so that them have allow what the provinces believe me for ogata sabe imi sabe benefit long revenue sharing. Mr. Speaker, me happy too much for looking that the government may continue for getting stronger and stronger each day. Lo trying its very best to implement its policy, and I hope that next year, Baba Yumi sabe looking samfala good sign lo policy lo government. But me sometimes me sosore tu time me walk about the road time me looking people blow me lo Solomon Islands, especially ogata people who walk about the garem. Some minosabe what na happen, but ota populum road no more lo honeara street. Some fala they ota sleep no more lo ota bus stop. Some fala ogata go drinking no more swim lo ota water where me ask them who not care for the people there. And some fala might be ogata come lo provinces. Ota karange want to no sorry not karange, but they have their mental little bit lo mentally affected. So me questioning me leaders who is responsible for these people. Parents bloketa or you me garim samvala government ministries lo there where I hope me looking at the people nobody cares for them. And I think it's very important you me responsible ministries to try and find ways. Where you misabe go keep more the people there. I know kilo there, but I think some place somewhere more. Yeah, government must guard and plan for him so that you may look after what people blame also. They are creation to big man to you. But time out also now you may looking more the state all about. Me go down this way, me looking one fella and lay down on the road every day no man. You feel sorry for him too. Find them where no more for him reach. So I think leaders, you may should consider where to keep these people in the future. Not future, but it's very important for us. Mr. Speaker say, our citizens, or the Luluglo Yumi leaders, me blame him system blow government. They blame him not system blow government but acts, or the act or the ministries. Who make me baba me come me rao. Me think that whatever bills where you may prepare them lot of ministries, you must hurry up one time. Or so that you may put them straight, so that time you may come here, you may come for doing more the things where Baba, you may tell him all the things where Baba and me move country bring me forward. With this, Mr. Speaker, I really thank the government, the opposition group, the independent group, the backbenchers. Me thank you so much for this year's leadership where me take him and me come kasem this far, Mr. Speaker. Our people out there are still watching us, still complain lo Yumi, that Yumi, Baba Yumi continue for lead lo this fella 4 years where I want to give him lo Yumi. Mr. Speaker, as me ready to conclude him speech to me once again thank the Zinat government for its efforts and me aging for you address him na or something itatalem go yeah and some unfulfilled commitments where me raising here. Let us work together as leaders to ensure that development reaches every corner of our nation, and that the reform we undertake lay a solid foundation for the future generation. Mr. Speaker, as you may go towards Christmas, just 1 week time, Me, on behalf of the people of me, the East Central Guadalcanal Constituency, me also like for wishing me baba start no bottom ya what a grassroots go apa kakam kasem au Gigi. Me wishing me vala a merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year 2025. May God bless Solomon Islands and may God and bless him and me as we come towards the end of this year. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support the motion and I receive my seat.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Members, with your indulgence, let me now suspend Parliament and we'll resume at 2:30.